You guys want an anime with it all? Cute girls, great animation, a unique concept, sexual assault. But before we get into this video, guys, I want to introduce myself. I am Gorlok here on the Captain Cool channel. Captain Cool has kind of put me in this corner, but it's okay. We're going to get more views than him anyway. So thank you guys very much for clicking this video. Today we're going to be talking about Wonder Egg priority, and it's going to get pretty crazy just like the show, so let's hop into it. Now, we'll get into the whole sexual assault thing later, alright? Let's just kind of steer clear of that right now, because I want to tell you about the amazing concept that this show has. Now, it's focused around a girl named Ai and her journeys as a child, really. And maybe you could look at it like it is a coming-of-age type of story, as our character Ai falls into this dream world where she has to fight monsters, and the only thing she has is a pen, as well as a trusty little egg. Now, what does this egg do? Well, it spawns other human beings inside of the dream. Now, these human beings may or may not be real, but they're in the dream, and the enemies that they face along the way will not attack them, so it's mainly all on our main characters to fight these enemies off. And as they get through these levels, they get to a boss at the end where they have to fight, and as they kill that boss, well, that's where the story really gets going. Let's steer it back a little bit. Ai's best friend killed herself, and I know, it's a very sensitive subject right off the bat. Exactly, that's how the show is, okay? It pulls you in with the beautiful animation, and it hits you right where it hurts. Now, yes, her friend did unalive herself in the past, but this newfound power that Ai has stumbled across gives her a chance to resurrect that friend by beating these bosses to get the ultimate goal in the end, which you have to beat a certain amount of the bosses, and then you're able to bring back your lost friend. Okay, sounds like a pretty cool premise, right? Well, it gets even better, because along the way we get to meet two sack people named Aka and Urahaka. Now, these guys will play more of a father figure type role, maybe like a gatekeeper, and they're kind of just chilling out in front of a beautiful looking house inside of the dream world. And as soon as the first episode comes to an end, we learn a lot more about the story, and we learn about a new character named Niru. Now, we also learn that these dreams come with consequences, because if you get hurt inside of the dream, you get hurt in real life. Whoa, similar to a video game I've seen before. Oh yeah, it's because it's very similar to shows like Sword Art Online, Madoka Magica, Flip Flappers, all of those types of shows, and it's kind of just a new genre in and of itself. Sword Art Online, you can get out of here, okay? That's an isekai, whereas this is a magical girl type show. Yeah, yeah, we'll pinpoint there. Now, I really like the whole concept of if they get hurt inside of the dream, they're hurt in real life. That means broken ribs? Oh, you got broken ribs now. Oh, you fractured your tibia? Well, ow, that hurts. But along the way, this kind of irked me because they kind of forgot about that whole concept of the show, and it played a pretty big role. And now these characters don't really have to worry about their consequences that they meet in these dreams. Now, these dreams are met with some scary characters, as in the jumping little henchman, this thing, and this thing as well. I mean, I don't know what that thing is. Do you know what that thing is? Put it down in the comments down below, but that thing does not look like it should be in a normal anime. But like I said before, we do meet more characters in Niru, who is a brown girl. That's pretty much the basis of how I can explain her visually. She is brown. I don't know if she's actually a African American. I don't know if that's racist at all. Me just calling. Look, okay, they didn't do a good job telling me, alright? It doesn't even matter. Now, Niru is a little bit of a cool character, okay? She doesn't really care about anything else. She's headstrong, and she has a goal ahead of her. She also comes from a very wealthy family, or lab. It could be one or the other, honestly. She's pretty much the Squidward of the show. Yeah, I could see that. Insert picture of Niru looking like Squidward. Alright, yeah, I like that. That's pretty funny. Then we meet characters such as Rika Kawaii, which I know her name says it all, so I don't have to really go into depth about that, and Momo. Now, these characters are great. They do a lot to make the show feel a little bit more warm-hearted, and it's very nice, but at the same time, you do learn a little bit more about their problems as well and how messed up they actually are. Now, each character has their own weapon that in the real world looks like any day normal thing like a pen or a necklace, but in the dream world, these double as crazy weapons that are humongous for these little girls to be using. But you know what? they can use them in the dreams. So, pretty cool concept right there. That's basically what the show pretty much is. Now, let's talk about some of these characters. First things first, Ai is the main character. She's a clumsy, antisocial sunflower. That's really how I look at her, okay? Around anybody else, she likes to be quiet. She doesn't really like the company of people. However, with her newfound group of friends, she's very open and very happy to be with them in the first place. Very nice, and I will say I give her a 5, okay? At the end of the day, her character design's pretty basic, and the only way you can really differentiate her from the other blue short-haired girls of the anime world is her yellow jacket, which I believe has a sunflower on it, which would make sense. Now, Niru is the first character you meet, and you think that you'd get to know her a little bit better than the others, but you end up not really, and instead you kind of learn about why she may have a villain arc coming later on. I'm not gonna tell you that she does, alright? But she might. Comment down below if I fooled you. I'll give Niru I'll give her a 4. Yeah. Now, Rika Kawaii, on the other hand, now she is a character I can connect with. Not at the home life, okay? I don't have any problems like that, but she does rock a pretty cool jacket, and she do be a little bit more hot-headed. Similar to these characters right here from other shows that you guys should watch. Those are for another day though, and I will give you guys the reviews of those some other time. So I'm gonna have to give her a pretty good grade for that. Here it is right there, baba boy. And then there's Momo. Yeah, Momo is not the best character. I don't click with Momo at all. I mean, obviously I don't click with many of these people because they're all little girls. But Momo is a character that I see in shows every once in a while, and it's just a character that I don't really understand and I've never seen personally in real life. So I'll give her a 4 as well. Sorry, Momo, you got a cool name at least. And then Akka and Uraraka, definitely the best characters right there. I'm gonna give them both 10s out of 10s. Let's go. Now, along the way, we learn a lot about these characters' backstories and the egg people's backstories as well. And that's kind of where the sexual harassment comes in. But we're gonna steer clear from that, okay? You guys can figure that out on your own. Now, outside of the interesting concept, the real home run from this show is the art. The characters just look similar to, say, K-On! Or Amagi Magical Park. But it also does some things better, like just never missing. It's always almost perfect, and I gotta say, it's some of my favorite art I've ever seen in an anime. So good on Cloverworks for that one. I give the art style and animation a 10 out of 10. The fights are spectacular, and the nice calming moments just hit perfectly. Now, spoiler alert, guys, we're gonna get into some crazy territory about the ending. Ready? So, at the end of the day, I will say this show is solid. The animation really just carries it all the way through, and it'll keep you wondering what's going to happen at the end. Though you might not ever figure that out unless you watch the OVA that I have not watched yet. Oops. It's still a good show to say the least, and that's why it deserves a solid 7. No more, no less. It deserves the 7 that it gets. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys give it a watch, and just let me know down below if you've watched it, what you review it, and if you're gonna watch it, come back to this video when you're done and tell me how you guys feel.